Hi, I'm Mr. Davis, and welcome to another episode of Establishing My Masculinity. So, this week's topic is definitely understanding this principle that there's no need to dominate, embarrass, or show out in others, especially in the trans guy community, and also like in our relationships and other people that we encounter in our lives. Now, to relate this with a story that I encountered, I also fell victim in that thinking as well, especially when I was finally like getting my voice to drop deeper. Like, yeah, like you start feeling yourself and like you know that you're going to get top surgery. And the thing is that I believe, especially within myself, that I had to do a lot of thinking. And it's like, yo, you're not being accepted by your family. Of course, society is kicking you down and thinking it's not cool. So you're like, finally, I got like this one up on life and other people, so I'm gonna rock that, and like I let my ego go crazy, just like well, I'm better because I already started T, so I'm already on that process, and like I'm better because my voice is dropping, and it's like I know soon enough I'm gonna pass, and all these things too. And I see that running so rampant and wild within the trans male community that it's time that we have to stop this and put an end to it. Like you have to do a lot of self-realization to see why you're doing it. Like especially when I was starting my transition and I knew that this is something I wanted to do, there would be like so many guys that I would see. Actually, there was little, but it was like on Tumblr and stuff. So there was like a lot of guys who actually already transitioned or even started the process, or even them like taking tea, or like, you know, it is like having facial hair and all these other things that I looked up and admired because it's like, yo, I know I want that life and I wanted to do that too. But then it's like when I finally like got the enough courage to reach out to them, I was like totally ignored, dismissed, disrespected, and it hurt so much and so bad. And I was just like, damn, like these are people I really want to meet and get to know, especially one of them who's like in the head or like started this whole magazine company. And then secondly, I have been bullied before within our own transgender male community. Well, and that totally hurt. Like there's been times, like I keep saying, as I was beginning transitioning, and even like that, oh, I didn't pass enough, and it's just like, or my voice hasn't dropped yet, and or even like also seeing other experiences of other guys being bullied, and it really hurt my soul. Especially there was like one guy who bullied other trans people and laughing at them, saying like, oh, you're not a man, you still have your period, like you're not even at this point yet, and all these other things. It's just like, wait, what? So it's like, why do you want to show out and dominate others? That is not cool. And that's another thing I also want to bring up too, that I see within social media, especially meeting other trans people, because we have social media which allows us access to other people who are transitioning, but we're abusing that power. So it's just like, if I don't agree with something with another trans guy, and I have this so many times, it's just like, oh, well, you're stupid, you're wrong. And then it's like, I don't even with this dude no more. Like, we're not friends and everything. And it's just like, yo, one, that's like a little bitch assness on both our parts, because it's just like, so you're ever going to have a friend, and as soon as you don't agree on something, that's not your friend no more. Come that on. I read that's just especially great on masculinity, that trying to dominate somebody is boy behavior, basically immature. That's immaturity. No one in life should ever want to try to dominate somebody else. That is not cool whatsoever. Like, what do you get out of dominating somebody? Because the person that you're dominating ends up resenting you and does not like you. So it's like you're making an enemy, not a friend. And in this world, you're going to keep isolating yourself more, which I was seeing, because a lot of people didn't want to with me no more. They didn't want to be my friends, or just like, oh, Khalil's not cool, or he's always so mean, he's always so angry, I don't know why he's always acting like this. And even before I transitioned, I was always a lovable, nice person. And I am very thankful for the people in my life, family, friends, who would bring this to my attention. So this is why I'm bringing it your attention, to try to stop you from falling into the same mistakes that I did myself. So, trying to dominate somebody else, or especially women or other people in your life, that's not cool. And it's just like an egotistical thing. And don't let your ego run rampant. But because real quick, remember, people say anger, especially like therapists and all of them say anger is just a second emotion, like of hiding what's really hurting you. It's like basically the big brother of somebody being sad. So remember those. And then once I realized that, I was able to help work on those insecurities, because a man, especially within masculinity, is very cool, calm, confident, but most of all, they're confident within themselves, and they do not extend or force that will onto other people. So for example, like I say, Jay-Z is one of my biggest role models in person. You don't see him starting drama, starting mess, already out there like causing all these scenes. No, he walks into the bar, or he walks where he goes, does his set, does his thing, sits out and chill, because he knows who he is, and he doesn't have to act up, draw attention to himself, and like make this whole show so people know who he is. And isn't it cool and better to always be that cool, respectable guy who's just sitting and that everybody is drawn to you, because you know who you are. You are confident in your talents and your abilities. And this is how I approach myself when I meet people, which goes into my third topic that I'll talk about later. But as I meet and approach people, I'm level-headed, calm, welcoming with open arms, especially with relationships. I respect women. I respect other people so much. And now, finally going into it, now whenever I meet a new trans person, especially somebody who's newly transitioned, or even farther in their process, any help or tips or whatever, I'll give them. Or even like conversations of just like, for me to understand and know what you're going through, to give you that open ear, because I never had that, and I know how it felt, and it hurt me, and I don't want to give that same hurt to somebody else. I want to stop that cycle that's within the community. And like they always say, the best change is always starting with yourself. Those things. Think about role models in your life, like masculine role models who are calm, cool, know who they are, draws all the attention to themselves without exerting all these things. Kind of like J. Cole as well is another good example. Instead of being drama-filled and all those other people. And we need to stop the cycle of bullying within the transgender male community, and also bullying within the whole world yourself. Because once you know who you are and confident, you don't need all that stuff. You start focusing on what's better, what's important, and that's you. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions, comments, or concerns about it, please make sure that you email me at mr.transcapitalist@gmail.com. If you like the video, like the video. If you think somebody else would benefit, please share this video, because I want to help and reach as many people as I can. And most of all, if you're enjoying the content and you're loving it, please make sure you subscribe to the Trans Capitalist YouTube channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.